habit everyone should start today?
Um, I would say Supriya, in fact, has the average sleeping hours somewhere around 6.5, which is actually less than the global average of 7 to 8 hours. Basic things that you need for stress management. You should be able to communicate how you're feeling. If
A book that changed your perspective on life. What is one thing you wish you had learned earlier in your life?
I had actually learned the fact that sleep is non-negotiable because in earlier part of my career as a medical student, we tend to sacrifice a lot of sleep. That is definitely a non-negotiable part of
Communication.
life. Words or behavior, huh? And that I definitely don't appreciate. So I believe.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ARKA Saga Podcast, where we talk about growth, strength, and real life inspiration. I am your host, Komal Singh, and my mission is to bring you real life stories that don't just inspire you, but also empower you to take actions. So, let's begin today's podcast. We are truly honored to have with us Dr. Supriya R. Bhatt. She is a physician, certified wellness coach, and corporate well-being strategist, recognized as India's first. Combine all three. She built enterprise wellness strategy for global firms and founded Anupam Health Consulting, which provides wellness coaching, executive speaker sessions, and leadership programs. She has recently conducted sessions at IIM Bangalore and SBI Leadership University, Kolkata. Dr. Supriya, we are delighted to have you on the show. Welcome to the ARKA Saga podcast.
Thank you, Komal. Thank you for the invite. And, you know, uh, I hear your vision and the mission statement, and I'm very proud to be joining hands and collaborating with you here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, I would like to start the podcast with a very common question. You are known as India's first doctor come certified wellness coach. So, could you tell us about your journey and what inspired you to combine medicine with wellness coaching?
So, Komal, you know, as a physician and a certified wellness coach, medicine actually taught me how to treat illness, right? That's how what you learn in medicine. And coaching taught me how to create wellness. So, bringing these two forces together was a very beautiful and a unique experience for me because a lot of times people ignore is the fact that their daily habits, their mindset, the way how they lead themselves, etc., will result in illness in the future. In fact, we don't take into account at all of these things, and I believe it's important for all of us to be very conscious uh, uh, while living our everyday. I mean, you have to live your everyday consciously so that you're inbuilding the wellness in your daily routine.
Yes, ma'am. You have beautifully explained this. आजकल के टाइम पे हर लोग अपने आप को बहुत ही हेल्दी रखना चाहते हैं बट एग्जैक्टली क्या करना है और किस तरीके से उन्हें खुद को ट्रीट करना है ये उनके लिए जानना बहुत जरूरी है सो माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज मैम मेनी पीपल फोकस ऑन फिजिकल हेल्थ ओनली हाउ वुड यू एक्सप्लेन द डिफरेंस बिटवीन बीइंग हेल्दी एंड एक्सपीरियंसिंग ट्रू वेलबींग
Uh, See, typically people, we focus a lot on health, and when we say about health, we focus on just absence of diseases, but there's very little focus on wellness. And when I say wellness, uh, the true wellness actually comes from not only just your physical health, but it's also your emotional well-being. Uh, uh, the fact that how are you able to deal with your day in and day out stress, how much is your mental clarity, what is the purpose in your life, etc. When we look at wellness from all these perspectives, you will start realizing that illness is not just absence of disease, but it becomes a very broad bouquet of wellness. And it's very important to live a fulfilling, in order to live a fulfilling life, you will, you know, look at all these fears and not just look at disease and in isolation itself. All of this is very important.
ओके सो मैम ये हम कह सकते हैं कि वेलनेस इज अ पार्ट बीइंग हेल्दी इज अ पार्ट ऑफ वेलनेस राइट फिजिकल हेल्थ
Yes, it is a part of wellness. Being healthy is definitely a part of wellness, but the wellness also goes beyond health into your emotional well-being, in your daily, your mindset, your daily activity, and how you feel about different things. If you start, you could be really having absence of disease, like your reports, etc., could be very normal, but if there are things in the environment that trigger you, where you get frustrated and where you are dealing and reeling under negative emotion for a long time, it means there is a problem. We are taught to focus only on diseases. The point
यस
I'm trying to make is we should start focusing on our inner wellness also, wherein you are
इनर
able to
वेलनेस दैट मीन्स
recognize.
मेंटल हेल्थ राइट
Yes, mental health,
ओके
overall, your purpose of life, your fulfillment, the way how you react to things, or how you respond to situation, all of this comes under the purview of wellness.
wellness right you have beautifully explained this wellness ma'am so my next question is what are the biggest challenges you faced while building your career across the healthcare wellness leadership and corporate governance
Well, see, I think the biggest challenge that I faced was there is no one like me offering the 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 skill set that I bring to the table. So medicine has its own process and SOPs. Wellness coaching has its own process and SOP, and corporate leadership advisory has its own way of functioning. To get all these things together and to execute it, it's itself a work or a framework in progress, and which I believe I was able to successfully do it over a year. It required a lot of effort and time testing, a lot of framework, but it is a unique thing. And in fact, I still continue to be uh, uh, deriving value out of those framework that I have built. In fact, as you know, I am one of the very few in the Indian market who's a doctor and a certified wellness coach. So that capability is built over time.
yes ma'am it's a very unique blend that wellness with being a doctor so ma'am आपके पास कोई भी एक पेशेंट आते हैं तो आप उन्हें क्या सजेस्ट करते हो अपार्ट फ्रॉम देयर हेल्थ कंडीशंस
So beyond the treatment portion of any illness that any person may be having, or any condition that they may be needing, I do a little bit of deep dive into what the person, if there are going to be any deep rooted situation in the emotional well-being of a person, how is the emotional conditioning on a day-to-day basis, whether it's their life, whether it's their career, or whether it's their immediate family member. I do a little bit of deep dive. Last but not the least, I do make a point to focus on the purpose and the happiness quotient, because what has happened is we live in an era where we are not able to define our happiness properly. So, you know, we need to literally bring down people to that level of thinking, that level of realization, to see if, they are addressing not just the illness but overall wellness yeah, of themselves.
यस मैम जैसा अभी का जो फास्ट पेस लाइफ है सबकी तो यहाँ पे लोग लग्जरी लाइफ को और खुद को शो ऑफ करने को ही रियल हैप्पीनेस मानते हैं और ये कहीं ना कहीं सबको एक स्ट्रेस ही देता है कि नहीं मुझे ये शो ऑफ करना है मुझे ऐसा खुद को प्रेजेंट करना है तो ये सारी चीजों को प्रिवेंट करने के लिए आप क्या सजेस्ट करोगे हमारे व्यूअर्स को या फिर जो जनरल पर्पस जनरल लोग हैं उनको आप क्या सजेस्ट करोगे क्या एडवाइस दोगे
See, we live in a digital era, Komal. Everything is is out there, and people derive a lot of validation from the digital meet sources.
Yes.
There is a scientific, there's a medical reason to it, because that's something called as a dopamine effect, where when you scroll for a longer time, or you engage in a digital media for a longer time, it releases dopamine hormone in your body,
Yes.
which in turn continues to give you a short false feeling of well-being, but you will realize after time that it's just leading to addiction. Most of the digital platforms are creating algorithm in a way where they are keeping you hooked for long
Long
hours. In
time.
fact, I personally feel that we are at a brink of an epidemic where you see people around us in any public places, they're always doom scrolling. I would definitely give a very strong message to everybody that please watch out what you're investing your energy from to, because
Social
every
media
time
and
you're
this
picking
stuff.
up your, yes, social media, yeah, whatever, every time
Hmm.
you pick up your phone, or every time you're doom scrolling, you're investing a lot of energy into getting that information which you're not going to use most of the time. 90 to 95% of the information you may not be using. You're watching reels, you're keeping yourself updated, but you have lost yourself in the process. So my intent is to limit the doom scrolling, invest in your energy in the direction where you may need. See, I don't say technology is bad. I appreciate technology because I use technology,
Yes.
but my message is stop becoming a slave of technology. You shouldn't be a slave of technology. You should focus on
Yes.
investing your energy in the right direction.
यस मैम, दैट्स अ पावरफुल पर्सपेक्टिव। मेरे बहुत से नोन पर्सन हैं जिनका मॉर्निंग हैबिट होता है, जैसे ही उनकी नींद खुली तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अपने फोन को चेक करना, नोटिफिकेशंस को देखना। तो ये जो मॉर्निंग का पहला रूटीन होता है, जैसा हमारे एंसेस्टर्स कहते हैं कि मॉर्निंग में आपको कुछ डिफरेंट काम करना चाहिए, खुद को पॉजिटिव रखना चाहिए। तो वैसे पर्सपेक्टिव में ये जो एक हैबिट सबकी हो रही है कि सुबह उठते के साथ ही नेक्स्ट वर्क वो अपने फोन को चेक कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे खुद को कैसे डाइवर्ट करना चाहिए, या फिर इसके लिए कुछ वैसा टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स है तो वो आप शेयर कर सकते हैं।
No, absolutely. In fact, staying away from mobile within the first 1 hour of waking up is something which I actually advise a lot during my programs, because morning time is the time when your body is getting back uh, to the natural rhythm.
नेचुरल।
You have
यस।
slept and you're coming back, so your body is trying to make preparing itself for the day. The moment you start scrolling, you reach out to your mobile and start looking at notification, you are putting an information overload unnecessarily, and
यस।
that creates a panic situation in the body, knowingly or unknowingly, right? You are kind of feeding that information. Ideal way is to at least um stay away from mobile at least for 1 hour after
वन
getting
आवर।
up, and also before you sleep, switching off mobile, or remaining away from all the media or any technology at least 1 to 2 hours before your bedtime, because that time you're actually trying to cut off that information overload from all the direction, because in this era we our major information overload is happening
यस।
from the digital source itself. So you start cutting off, and then you help your body to relax, and then sleep comes naturally. You have a lot of people who doom scroll and then they complain that they don't get good sleep or enough sleep, because it's the dopamine hits, you are tempted to watch more, the algorithm
यस।
works, and it's a circle, right? You just don't have to fall prey into the circle.
यस मैम, दिस इज अ वेरी ग्रेट इंसाइट, थैंक यू फॉर शेयरिंग दैट। एंड यहाँ पे एक बहुत ही ट्रेंडिंग वर्ड है, दैट इज डिजिटल डिटॉक्स। तो ये
हाँ,
एग्जैक्टली क्या होता है, और ये अभी के टाइम पे स्पेशली प्रोफेशनल्स को कितना इसे अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए।
see, as I told you, we have technology integrated in our life. Our work is practically happening over laptop, the phones, etc. So I believe you should. know where to draw the boundary line of how much you want to invest your energy, especially during your work day, or even for that matter over the weekend. Identifying that is the major thing. What is happening is a lot of people continue to engage with their work beyond the work hour, and
Yeah.
that's leading to a different problem of work life integration also. The moment you start drawing boundary, automatically digital detox will happen, because you will switch off the notification and deal with it on a Monday or a working day, and not get, not continue to be bothered during your personal time.
Workouts, yes.
Yes, and second thing is, uh, I do suggest people to stay away from their mobile at least for a week. In week, when I say week, especially during their sleep time, before they go to bed, ensure that you're leaving the mobile in another place where you're not sleeping,
Yes.
and do that as a practice, because I have seen that people who have, complaint about smaller issues, like, I have a small memory loss happening, I don't recollect what I did, small things. People are able to take a control of that just because of having a digital detox. Lot of us are doom scrolling in an autopilot mode. In fact, India has the worst average in people who are spending time on social media.
Social media.
Because easy of access to mobile data, freely being available, you have so many reasons, and lot of that information is not may not be needed, especially for young childrens and budding teenagers who need to focus on learning. I think, it takes away a lot of their time. In fact, a lot of international countries have banned
Social
mobile
media.
phones,
Yes.
yes, and social media for teenagers. And I think we should, consciously adopt at least limiting where we stand when it comes to social media, or for
Yes.
that matter, digital,
Detox.
content.
यस, ये आपने बहुत ब्यूटीफुली से एक्सप्लेन किया है मैम, और ये एक साइंटिफिक स्टडी में भी इसे बताया गया है कि बहुत पर्सन्स की हैबिट होती है कि स्लीपिंग टाइम में भी वो मोबाइल्स को अपने बेड के पास ही रखते हैं, जिसका कोई ना कोई एक नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट हमारे माइंड पे होता है। जैसे आपने अभी बताया कि शॉर्ट टर्म मेमोरी लॉस होती है, छोटी छोटी बातों को हम रिकॉल नहीं कर पाते, तो हमारी रिटेनिंग जो कैपेसिटी है ये भी धीरे धीरे रिड्यूस होती जा रही है ड्यू टू दिस यूजिंग दिस टेक्नोलॉजीज। तो ये हमें लिमिट करना चाहिए, ये आपने बहुत ही अच्छे से हमें बताया है, थैंक यू सो मच। सो मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन मैम, as a woman leader, what message would you like to share with young women who aspire to build impactful career while maintaining their well-being?
I would say that you should invest in your well-being. That's non-negotiable. Wellness is not a reward at the end of achieving your goals. Wellness should be a part of your day-to-day life. Second thing, I believe it's very important, is you should stop chasing perfectionism. We are kind of conditioned at times to be perfect, perfect
Yes,
this, perfect
perfection.
that, perfect work output. Stop doing that, because there will be a time in life that, you cannot maintain the perfectionism at any place, and then that will lead to frustrations and anxiety and burnout, probably a later burnout. So it's important to realize that you don't have to be perfect all the time. Be comfortable with your imperfections. That's extremely important. Last but not the least, I believe sleep. uh, I do see a lot of women juggling work and personal life, tend to sleep a lot less because of, their duties at home. It's important to realize that sleeping itself is the biggest detox to your body. Physical, your body, your liver functions the best when you sleep, because
Sleep.
it detox the toxins from your body. Your mind, when it sleeps, that's when it gets refreshed, and that's how you, when you sleep properly, you automatically feel very energetic. And typically, people, I've seen a lot of women leaders tend to sleep very less. I
Let's.
believe that should be a non-negotiable for your wellness.
दैट्स अ रियली वैल्यूएबल पॉइंट और मुझे लगता है कि ये हमारे व्यूअर्स भी काफी रिलेट कर पाएंगे. मोस्ट ऑफ देम विमेंस हैं और सब कहीं ना कहीं ये सारे प्रॉब्लम्स अपने डे टू डे लाइफ में फेस करती हैं. सो थैंक यू फॉर दिस वैल्यूएबल इंसाइट मैम. Now, I would like to know what are the common health and wellness mistakes that educated professionals often make without realizing it?
I think we live in an era where, there are a lot of people on social media who are not qualified to talk about a topic, are constantly, giving a lot of information. Uh, you should always verify the information that you get,
Yes,
right? And not just blindly follow. I think that's a message which will remain common. And it's not just the field of health or wellness. Any topic you pick, you will have a lot of unverified information floating around. Always verify the information that you want to follow. And having information is not enough. You should put it into action, because a lot of people know a lot of things about health, wellness. They may be, able to quote on a lot of things, but if you're not putting it into action in your day-to-day life, in your own uh, inner line of wellness, then it's of no use. Uh, Last but not the least, never consider wellness as a reward for your action. Wellness is a day-to-day non-negotiable. It should be in your system. It should not be कि यहाँ कि मैंने बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट खत्म किया, अब मैं जाके, I will sleep well,
sleep
I'll
well. Yeah.
eat well, I'll take care. That those there should be certain non-negotiable wellness items which, you should not be,
Compromise.
compromising at
Yes.
all.
दैट्स वंडरफुल मैम. रिसेंटली मैंने भी एक न्यूज़ आर्टिकल पढ़ा था तो उसमें भी सेम यही बातें कही गई थी जो आपने कहा कि सोशल मीडिया पे आजकल आपको बहुत से इस तरह से इंफॉर्मेशन देने वाले मिल जाते हैं. डॉक्टर्स भी हैं, मैं उन्हें कुछ ये नहीं कह रही हूँ. बट वही बात है कि अगर आप कुछ भी अपने हेल्थ रिलेटेड कुछ टिप्स को आप अगर फॉलो कर रहे हो तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आप उसे किसी वेरीफाइड डॉक्टर से उसे आप एक बार क्रॉस चेक करवा लो सो दैट कि आपकी वो हेल्थ पे कोई भी नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट ना डाले. तो ये भी अभी के टाइम पे बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि क्या चीज को आप फॉलो कर रहे हो और क्या उसका इम्पैक्ट होता है. तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है मैम सबके लिए. सो माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज मैम, हाउ डू यू सी द फ्यूचर ऑफ वेलनेस evolving in India over the next 5 years?
See, I think in wellness in India is already evolving very beautifully, because India is a land which has traditional medicines. You have yoga, you have Ayurveda,
Yes.
homeopathy, so many options. And it also has a modern medicine, and you have a lot of people who are combining the beauty of both of these and practicing, which is actually giving a lot of wonderful results. Second thing is, I see a shift in the generation, in the younger generation now, where there is a lot of focus on being healthy, and they invest a lot of their time, money, and efforts to learn about wellness and to learn about health. And that's how there is a lot of traction for us to actually use our traditional knowledge in a way where it is combining with an evidence-based system, combining with the modern medicine, and it is beneficial to everybody. And of course, in the world of corporate wellness, wellness has, continued to remain a HR priority. I'm sure there will be a time, I believe, where it will become a board level
Concern.
priority in terms of governance coming in for wellness also at some point of time.
एग्जैक्टली exactly. अभी जैसा आपने कहा तो इस तरीके के जो नए रूल्स है और नया कंसर्न है तो ये अभी बहुत सारी कंपनीज में स्टार्ट हो चुका है जहाँ पे एम्प्लॉयज की मेंटल हेल्थ और फिजिकल हेल्थ सबको काफी इंपॉर्टेंस दी जा रही है. तो यस कि आने वाले टाइम में हमारी कंट्री में इस पे और भी ज्यादा एम्फेसिस दिया जाएगा मैम. सो माय लास्ट क्वेश्चन, what advice would you give to young professionals who are ambitious but often struggle work-life balance and self-care?
Uh, I uh, I would say self-care should be non-negotiable. I've repeated that. Like wellness is non-negotiable. You should focus on that. And you should also realize the fact that there is nothing called work-life balance. It's work-life integration.
Integration.
So
Okay.
you need to be very mindful and you need to draw your boundaries accordingly. And just be happy, uh, because I see a lot of people getting drowned under different emotion, but they have actually forgotten how to remain happy.
Happy. Yeah.
uh, Derive happiness from simple things, different things, what makes you happy, and do it. I mean, nobody has to tell you that okay, you need to do things to remain happy. You should be able to be happy, practice it independently. Last but not the least, don't compromise on your sleep, because sleep is something which gets compromised immediately when the workload gets increased. And a lot of leadership typically tends to
Sleep
reduce
less.
the number of sleeping hours
Yes.
immediately once they're delivering on a high priority projects, etc. So remember that sleep should be a non-negotiable, because unless you are fully recovered, your bodily functions, your productivity won't match up. So it's important and it's non-negotiable also.
Yes. आई रियली अप्रिशिएट योर ऑनेस्टी मैम एंड यस जैसा आपने कहा कि मतलब अपने स्लीप आवर्स को बिल्कुल भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करना चाहिए दिस इज अ नेचुरल डिटॉक्स प्रोसेस फॉर आवर बॉडी जैसा कि मैम हमारा ये आपने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया सारी चीजों को सो वी आर मूविंग टुवर्ड्स द नेक्स्ट सेशन विच इज अ रैपिड फायर राउंड फॉर यू सो आर यू रेडी फॉर दिस मैम
Absolutely.
okay so my first question to you what you prefer, morning routine or evening routine?
Morning routine. I'm a morning person.
Morning person. Okay. One wellness habit everyone should start today.
I would say sleeping properly, sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours. India, in fact, has the average sleeping hours somewhere around 6.5, which is actually less than the global average of 7 to 8 hours.
Okay. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Superpower, I would actually, um, if I had a superpower, I would actually make people feel their feelings, because we now live in an era where people are not able to understand how they are feeling and able to uh, communicate it or realize it. I would say that I would try and encourage people to
To
uh,
communicate.
yes, feel and communicate, because I believe that's important. Unless you're able to express how you feel, you cannot do the next step. And in fact, it's one of the basic things that you need for stress management. You should be able to communicate how you're feeling. If you're not able to name it, then you cannot do anything about it.
So, मैम आप ये बोल सकते हो कि communication is a part of well-being, wellness.
Absolutely. Communication is a part of everything which is important. I believe communicating well is extremely important. It goes beyond wellness also. Communication is like non-negotiable, I would say.
Non-negotiable. Right, absolutely. A book that changed your perspective on life.
Um, in recent times, I read a book from Brian West about the mountain is you, and it's a beautiful book, which speaks a lot about how humans tend to self sabotage themselves. In fact, a lot when I started reading it, I realized a lot of the conditioning things which are very normal to us here in our part of the world are actually self-sabotaging behavior. I would definitely urge everybody to read the book, because I derived a lot of value from that book.
Okay, that's nice, ma'am. What is one thing you wish you had learned earlier in your life?
Um, I wish I had learned if I had actually learned the fact that sleep is non-negotiable, because in earlier part of my career as a medical student, we tend to sacrifice a lot of sleep, etc. For the mere reason of the work the way how the work functions. But now I know that that is a definitely a non-negotiable part of
Communication.
life.
Yes. One word that defines success for you.
Um, One word.
Yes.
I think success is fulfillment for me, in one word, because if I've set my eyes on a goal and if I'm able to achieve it, fulfillment would be the word which will come to my mind.
Okay. That's nice. A leader you admire the most.
Any leader who I see walks the talk, I admire them a lot, because many a times, once the spotlight goes out of a leader, I have seen them not reflecting on the way, on their own
Okay.
words or behavior. Huh? And that I definitely don't appreciate. So I truly believe a leader has to walk the talk even after the spotlight goes away.
Yes, this is the main thing मैम कि जो लीडर्स ऑन द स्पॉट बोल रहे हैं वही सारी चीजें वो अपने लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट करें ऑन द ऑफ द स्पॉट भी वो वही चीजें करें ये बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने सो माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन व्हाट डज हैप्पीनेस मीन टू यू
Happiness is, it's a state of mind which is where you feel your best, you feel energized, and any worry doesn't worry you.
ओके so my last question is if you would prescribe one habit to the entire world what would it be
Oh, I would definitely say movement. Movement is non-negotiable. There is enough evidence that you should exercise, you should move, you should remain agile and active, which we are not that great at following. I believe that movement is medicine.
okay that's nice ma'am and there is a last one question from my side. Tell me three words that describes you best.
Um, I would say real, uh,
Okay,
and empathetic and unapologetic.
that's nice, ma'am. I appreciate your honesty here too. Okay, ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Your insights are truly inspiring, and I'm sure our audience will definitely take away many valuable lessons. Wishing you all the very best, and we hope to welcome you again on ARKA Saga Podcast. Thank you so much. And to everyone who tuned in, thank you for listening. If you found this conversation valuable, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to ARKA Saga Podcast. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing, and keep living your dreams. This is Komal Singh signing off and see you in the next podcast. Thank you.